Has Koromora been given the goods once more? 2 nights in a row? I guess so. Good thinking, Yukari. Feed him good stuff every day. Ooh. What does Igus eat? Does she eat anything? Gotta give him the goods. Deserves it. But I guess this means we won't be going for a walk. This is my stuff, bitch. Might as well get some stat boost to Thanatos. Are you a fanatic of Thanatos? He's a great man, that Thanatos. Well, I've got Nyx's son, and I'm gonna kick Nyx's ass with it. Are these the same characters? I see Deliverance. Honestly, I don't think it'll happen, but if it does, that would solve a lot of problems. I mean, the whole thing about that is, yeah, all the problems get solved because everyone's dead. That does solve things, but it doesn't really, you know, solve it in a logical fashion, really. That's like, what was that Daedric Prince in the Elder Scrolls called? You know the one that has that dog. You know, he gives bad deals, basically. He's like, yeah, here's your problem solved, everyone's dead, so now you don't have to worry about it. It's like, oh, these vampires came to me and you can't, they were like, they wanted to be free of this thing or something. So they came to me, I can't remember what the deal was, but you came and killed them, so, you know, I guess they got what they wanted in the end. You are a real problem solver, aren't you? Clavigus is something, wasn't it? Clavigus Vale? I can't remember what its name was. Clavicus. You are tired. Clavicus Vile, that was his name.
I'm sorry to ask so suddenly, but can you come with me? There's something we need to discuss.
Such as the fact I already just realized I forgot to check the goddamn TV. You know what? That is a good point. Let me just confirm, it's like of all the dates to not check the TV, it wasn't when Who's Who was on, was it? Let's see. So that would have been the 20th of the 1st. Nah, I'm pretty sure we've got all the ones from Who's Who, actually. We never know, they might have had something compelling on TV that day, and we totally blew it.
You want all of us, or just him?
Just him for now.
Is this to do with our relationship? It's like, no, we don't acknowledge that in the plots.
Come with me to the student council room.
We getting counseling?
Isn't it kind of weird that she'd only want to talk to him?
Could one of those girls there be the, Mitsuru fangirl? If so, she's probably livid right now. It's like, why him, not me?
Probably some big, important student council business. Nah.
Maybe so, but Senpai was acting a little weird. She had that look she gets when she's keeping some terrible secret.
You worry too much. Well, if the high muckety mucks don't need us, might as well go home.
What was that line delivery?
Hey, wait a second, Junpei. According to the seating chart, if he's not here, you have to clean up for him. Have fun sweeping the hallway!
What? Where did that rule come from?
I forget what happens here.
There's something you have to know. Do you remember the girl named Chidori, who was with Strega?
Oh, yeah. That was a long time ago.
I don't mean to alarm you, but
She's
the
dead.
fact is, there's a chance that she may wake up today.
Well, that's the twist, though. Is like me saying she's dead. Yeah, we know she's dead. But no, the twist is she might actually be alive. Which is like, holy shit. Yeah, that was a long time ago, man. And now you're dropping this on us. It's like, what?
I know what you're going to say, and yes, we did see her die in front of our eyes.
You'd think she would want to tell Junpei about this, but maybe Junpei is the exact opposite, It's like, no, we don't want to mention this to Junpei, so keep it on down low, It's like, we'll deal with this Nick stuff first, at the very least. We don't want his mind to be focused on that.
However, her body began to undergo transmogrification a few days after the incident. For the past few weeks, she's been in a state that is neither living nor dead.
And you remember, it was a long time ago at this point. But if you recall, when Mitsuru was like called in the morgue or something like that about Chidori's like, we need to at least inform the parents, at least we can do and all that. And he's like, wait, what? What do you mean that? And then we didn't really get full context. It's because, the twist is Chidori wasn't technically dead. Why didn't you tell us? How did this happen? Why didn't you tell us?
Truthfully, I was hesitant to bring it up. I thought it would cause undue distress if we didn't know whether she would eventually live or die. But what I wanted to talk to you about is your opinion on how to break the news to Iori. You see, she's probably...
All the times.
Mitsuru here. I see. Yes, I understand. That was the hospital.
Oh, I get it now. Oh, it's just now occurred to me. Oh, yeah, the walkthrough, whenever it says revival event, they mean relating to Junpei. Oh, it all makes sense now. Remember all those other choices we made? Those choices of dialogue to encourage him, be supportive, that goes towards the revival event. You gotta pick the right options for everything to play out smoothly.
They say she's just awakened. It's unbelievable. But although we had confirmed her death, it seems Chidori has come back to life. Iori?
Well, I guess we don't need to break the news to him now. He's already heard it.
Did I hear that right? Chidori is... Huh? Is this a joke? Some kind of trick?
No, it's not a joke or a trick. She is currently recovering in the same hospital as before. But, Iori, she probably...
Chidori? Chidori's alive?
Junpei ran off.
Hey, Junpei, what about your cleanup duty? Jeez, what's gotten into him?
Well, I guess it's a moot point now.
Yeah, you know, this whole privacy thing is obvious. Junpei would snoop, you know, it'd be like listening in.
But perhaps it's best that he found out this way. I think I'll head to the hospital after this too. Could I ask you to come along?
I mean, how am I gonna respond to this? You decided to go to Tatsume Memorial Hospital with everyone. It's like the end of the game is approaching, and it's like, oh yeah, remember this thing? You know, it was kind of hinted that something was amiss. We're only now addressing that point. It's like we thought, oh shit, we're near the end of the game. We've got to get that over with as well.
Huh? Junpei? You took off that fast, and you still haven't gone inside?
Well, I mean, it's kinda...
We'll wait outside. It wouldn't be good for all of us to storm in.
I agree. Iori?
Huh?
Here's the twist, though.
Her damaged endocrine system and other internal organs have completely healed. She's still weak, but there's no more danger of her dying in 2 years.
Is it really you, Chidori? I'm not dreaming, am I?
Dreaming?
It's true. It is you. Chidori.
Who are you?
Yep.
Huh? What?
I thought as much. Transmogrification is the proof that one lacks potential. I suspected that this might be the case.
This is Mitsuru-san and Junpei-kun. They were your friends last year.
Friends? My name is Chidori Yoshino. I'm sorry, it hasn't quite hit me yet, but it seems I don't remember any of the past few years.
Yeah, in some ways that's probably for the best, but in other ways, that's heartbreaking, man.
It's as if I was dreaming for a very long time.
Chidori. Yoshino.
It seems all of her memories after she awakened to her persona are gone.
I guess you know all about that. It makes sense, you know. Mitsuru's family does run this hospital after all. They own it.
She remembers everything that happened before then, but as for you all...
Iori.
Nah, I think... it's better for her that she doesn't remember. All that stuff about fighting and pills. When you're having a nightmare, it ain't a bad thing to wake up.
I didn't say it was a nightmare. Don't put words in my mouth. It was a dream of meeting a kind, warm person at the end of a long tunnel. I can't remember it clearly, but I wanted him to be happy, and I think there were flowers. A room filled with them.
Chidori, take it easy. You don't have to force yourself to remember.
Flowers in a room. If she remembers that part clearly, then maybe... Do you remember when she'd use her power from time to time to make flowers bloom again? She'd always do it for the flowers in her room on the days when Junpei-kun would come. Any flower she touched would be mysteriously preserved. That's why I kept them all for research purposes. But after the autopsy, I put them all on her chest as a tribute. And thinking back on it, it may have been that night that she began to transmogrify.
The power to share one's life with others. Could it be that she reclaimed the life energy she'd given to those flowers?
Well, I can't prove any of it. But compared to how she was before, she's changed. The loss of her power is part of it, but more than that.
Excuse me, are you talking about me?
We were talking about how you want to live now.
Huh? What do you mean by that? Of course I want to live. I have to find the person in my dream someday. I can't lie in this bed forever.
And he's right there, man.
Supposing you do find him and meet him, what then?
That's none of your business.
Chidori!
Two hearts reunited. It's a miracle. No, it's a victory.
Chidori!
Hey! Why are you crying?
I can't help it. This is seriously the happiest moment of my life.
Then you hear the protagonist cry as well. It's like, oh my god, it's so emotional, even the protagonist had to shed a tear. Nah, he's stoic as all hell, man. He'd shed a tear for no one.
Greetings.
Well, maybe, but he certainly wouldn't really show. Well, he would probably. I mean, he's just in cutscene. We do see him, you know, look shocked and surprised occasionally, but you know, he just comes across as very, you know, robotic, which I guess is probably why him and Igus make for an interesting duo. Feels like, you know, any canon relationship of the protagonist getting with anyone is probably either Yukari or Igus. That's it, just greetings. Today's Cantonese word is Holeen. Holeen means pitiful. Are we Holeen to be living in this kind of world? Pitiful makes me think of Oren from Final Fantasy X, where he's like, pitiful. Well, that's all for this week. Back to the news. The dreary, repetitive news. Kirito Group will protect her with all resources at its command. That's a promise. But will she remember Junpei's love? Sorry, every time I think about what happened today, I start to tear up. Even I was sad to see Junpei depressed back then. So glad for him. It's a wonderful thing that people care about one another. Now Junpei has another reason not to lose the last battle. Yeah, if anything, that kind of enhances his resolve, surely. Junpei-san. What do you gotta say, Junpei? Kodo, today's the best day of my entire life so far, and I actually called you by your name because I'm not voice acting on this base. It said revival event, but it seems like maybe it just means if you've done all the choices right, that will play out like that. Because I think she possibly just stays dead. She just dies. If you don't keep, you know, Junpei with a positive attitude. You know, it's like, no, you can't give up on it. So this is kind of the end of that, I guess, basically. Where, you know, this is the outcome that happens if you keep encouraging it. I hear in the original Persona 3 you didn't have that. Chidori just dies and that's it. But it seems in all other versions, you know, you have that potential for it to live. So, Koromaru, nice your walk? No. Oh well, let's see. Talk to everyone today. So I guess we'll go My controller's glitching because of the analog stick. It was not all precious. How many parts am I gonna get out of the gold session? Gonna be 3 or 2 because, well, it's definitely gonna be at least 3. That's usually the case. Unless both parts end up being over freaking 50 minutes. That wouldn't make sense, because then one would have to be quite a bit into 50 minutes. So I will do... We'll get to maybe Sunday. Maybe. Yeah, show the machine what you could dish out. And what you could dish out is dishes. You wash those dishes like real good, I guess. Then the dishwasher stole your job. I think with dishwashers, you know, it's all well and good, but, you know, I feel like you need to at least be doubly sure that it's clean and everything properly, you know. Yeah, conversation. Our career counseling is next week, right? You plan to go to university. Hey, university. Yep, I'm gonna go into school overseas. This is the first I've heard about this. I'm your boyfriend. You have to tell me this stuff. Like, man, she's gonna leave me for someone else. Then she's gonna leave that person for someone else when she comes back. It's gonna be super awkward. First spell's wrong. But where overseas? That could literally be anywhere outside Japan, because everywhere outside Japan would be overseas. It's like, now you're just going to freaking China, you know. Or maybe we go to Australia. Probably somewhere in Europe, or maybe the US. Or you never know, plot twist, it's actually somewhere in South America. Ah, Koto-san. Well, we are seated next to one another. It still feels awkward when I meet you here. Are you free today? No, Torias. I see. If you don't mind, could we walk home together? I want to be beside you. Much like Junpei does with Chidori. Seems like losing time. Oh, we got a class. It's been restless out there lately. Have you seen all those flyers at the station? But none of that stuff has any credibility. There's no certainty in what they say. That's right, it's a matter of probability. Hey, don't give me those looks. The end of the world, let's discuss this with respect to probability. But, I don't want to hear about no apocalyptic shenanigans. I'll stay away. So, as you can see, you can't prove the end of the world is nigh. Which means you shouldn't worry about it. Instead, take a good look at the elegance of this proof. You didn't tell us anything, though. I guess we weren't paying attention to it. Numbers are truth, and truth is beauty. Even if the world ends, numbers will remain. Even if humans vanish, taking mathematics with them, the concept of numbers won't disappear. The one thing I find crazy about math is how it gets used in all kinds of things. That is just mind-boggling. But it also makes you wonder just how accurate some of it is. Because then you get like cases where it's like, nah, this equation equals this constantly. But what if it doesn't? What if we're, you know, underestimating things, you know? Especially when it comes to like the universe itself, you know? When you apply, because they apply a lot of math and all that into like all this, and it's like, well, how accurate would it be mathematically on these things? Numbers will outlast humanity, I guarantee it. So fascinating. Until we find out the universe kind of treats mathematics the same way as, you know, a stereotypical jock. Imagine that a universe somehow manifests itself as a jock. Like, I don't need your math, bruh. There's more to it than that, fools. You stayed up and listened to the lecture. Academics increased. I think the thing about math that bugs me is it's confusing as shit, and I feel like it's partially confusing as shit because, you know, it gets pretty complicated, but it's also in the way it's taught. It feels like, you know, at some point some geniuses are like, okay, we got the system, we've developed the system, we understand it perfectly, now how do we teach this to people that aren't familiar with this? And so you get people that catch on to it easier, and then some that will struggle. I'm one of the ones that struggles. It's like, I was good at math at one point, until, as I've mentioned before, once you start throwing the alphabet into things, shit gets confusing, where it's like, you know, 1A and blah blah blah. It's like, it's probably very simple. It's like these letters are obviously representing something, like, I guess would be the equivalent maybe of, like, to emphasize the subject, or just, I don't know. The whole thing is, once you throw in the alphabet, the numbers get really confusing, because then it's like, it just doesn't make much sense to me anymore. Especially when you go into class and have stuff like that introduced. The teacher doesn't explain anything. Just like, turn to page, blah blah blah, and get on with it. I'm just, you know, just gonna be chilling here. And I'm like, I didn't learn none of this shit, man. What kind of introduction is this? It's like you expect me to know this shit off the bat. It was so damn confusing. I feel like maybe that's why math eventually went from something I liked to something I didn't like. It's because of that experience. The experience of being thrown into the deep end. It's like, you know, it was a big school and all that, different classes where every subject, which wasn't the case prior to that, all this intimidation and math at the front of it all, like some eldritch gods, being like, you will never comprehend the information I have here. I present to you in a form that you will not understand, and I will not explain to you. So, you know, yeah. It was a crapshoot. Class is ended. And Makoto-san, I want to be by your side. Thank you very much. Shall we go? I guess I'm happy.